Man, Ryan Poles, when he decides to get active, he gets active. A very busy day for Ryan Poles yesterday as he traded DJ Moore to the Buffalo Bills for a second-round pick. Also, the Bears released Tremaine Edmunds, and when you pair that with also Drew Dalman's retirement, the Chicago Bears have now created over $40 million in cap space. Yeah, you heard that right. The Chicago Bears now have the flexibility to truly get busy out here. What's next for the Chicago Bears? We will talk about that. What is Ryan Poles planning? What is he building? We'll talk about that, plus dive into the mailbag right after this. What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. So Ryan Poles decided to finally start getting busy when it came down to it. Ryan Poles traded DJ Moore. That was one of the first major moves that Ryan Poles made. He sent DJ Moore and a 5th-round pick in 2026 for a 2026 pick from the Buffalo Bills. So this was a trade where the Chicago Bears, we felt it, right? Especially once the Drew Dalman retirement happened. It felt like the Bears were going to do something to create more space, and when it came down to it, and I tell you this, it really seemed like I know that Ryan Poles, even him saying, you know what, we want to keep, we would love to keep DJ Moore here, but we have to explore every avenue. That right there opened up the door to me, right? That was to me Ryan Poles saying, listen, if you want DJ Moore, you're going to have to pay a premium price, and a premium price the Buffalo Bills did play. Now you get DJ Moore, he's going to pair with Josh Allen, he's going to go down there, and listen, Ryan Poles continues to do right by his players as well. DJ Moore is going to be a weapon for that Buffalo Bills team. So do not feel bad for DJ Moore. He's going to a situation where he is going to be on a team that is probably going to end up being a Super Bowl contender when it all comes down. Like, what, the Bears versus the Bills in the Super Bowl? Wouldn't mind seeing it. But DJ Moore has been great. Now, I've seen the reactions from Bears fans saying, oh my God, the Bears let go of the number one wide receiver. Oh, the offense is going to take a step back. It's going to be horrible without DJ Moore. Make no mistake about it. DJ Moore was a good player. He was a good player, but we are not going to sit here and cap and act like the offense comes down to whether DJ Moore is on your team or not. We're not going to cap to do that. We've seen too much from Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, and Rome Odunze to say that. The Bears now, with that second-round pick, could theoretically go out and get a slot receiver in the draft, but we've already talked about it. There are a number of receivers already out here in the free agent market and in that can put up big numbers because that is an important role in that. It's going to be flexible. Jahade Walker could come back now as well. Somebody who, of course, is not DJ Moore. We're not saying that, but you don't need that. The Bears didn't even have where all those guys were sniffing 1,000 yards. Now, of course, the offense got better as the season went on, but we're not like people cap it too much. And when I say things like this, right, and this is, again, not to knock DJ Moore, but what was he best at on the Bears? Was he the best route runner? No, that's Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. Was he best at yards per reception? No, he wasn't. That was technically Rome Odunze and Luther Burden, both guys above him. Was he best at touchdowns? He was tied with Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze. By the way, DJ Moore is the only guy that played all 17 games that. We already seen with how the Chicago Bears scheme that, yes, you do need a threat out there, and the Bears do have to find another threat out there. Make no mistake about it, right? But it's this cap that people are doing and this reliance, and this is why I said, if you improve the team in other places, then you make it worth. You can also still have a really good receiving core when it comes down to it. Now, Ryan Poles is going to have to get to work to show that, improve it. What he's done is created opportunity here because this is not part of a Max Crosby trade or anything unless it ends up being that way, and we'll see. But now the Chicago Bears go into a draft with 1 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and their own 5th-round pick. So, like, the Bears have tons of assets in this draft, which is already important. This is, I told you guys before, this is a draft where the Bears can get a lot of the positions they need in the draft. I understand it, the splash move of Max Crosby and all that type of stuff, and the potential is still there for that, or a Trey Hendrickson type thing. If the Bears continue to restructure more contracts, they can get that done as well. But let's just be clear here. Like, the Bears, Ryan Poles made a move that you have to make when you really want to get over that next hump. And sometimes that means you have to give up somebody that you want and like on your team to get something that you absolutely need to take that next step up. And we'll see if the Bears can do that. But again, I say all that to I don't want to knock DJ Moore at all. Moore is a talent, and if he was on this team, you damn straight he was going to be a talent. But the Bears had 6 receivers last year over 600 yards. 6 people to have over 600 yards receiving last year, with Colston Loveland being number 1 at 713 and becoming Caleb Williams' favorite target as the season went on. So it's going to be okay. I promise you guys, it's going to be okay, and we'll talk about it as the season goes on. I'm going to miss DJ too. DJ Moore was a talent to have here, but the Bears, they needed to clear cap space. They have to upgrade the defensive line. They have to find a new center. They got to find a tackle. These things are all true, and this trade may help them do both. Freeing up the money here is exactly the money that now you can go out and get your center. Getting an additional second-round pick, that could be you getting your left tackle that can start this year and be a really good piece for you going forward. So that's what it comes down to. The Bears are still going to have a potent offense. They're going to have to play. They're going to have to overcome the absence of DJ Moore and what he brought. But like I said, DJ Moore is something that they got a great value back for. And some people thought they were only going to get a day 3 pick back for DJ Moore. And they showed you on this one. This is a really great trade for the Chicago Bears. Now, this can become a perfect move depending on what you do with the space, what you do with that second-round pick. And we may not know that right away, but the Bears have set themselves up pretty nicely on this one, and this is a really good spot for the Bears to be in. Now, this does put pressure on Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland to take that next step, remain healthy as well in a case like Rome Odunze. But those guys do that, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. That was not the only move that the Chicago Bears did yesterday as well. They ended up cutting and releasing Tremaine Edmunds. Now, there was some talk that the Chicago Bears could have gotten a 3rd-round pick back for Tremaine Edmunds. But, the thing that always, when it came down to it, is that if teams know that the Bears are going to have to release that guy, why would they trade him unless they just want to make sure that he gets traded to their team, because now he could sign with any team. But teams are now going to make their best offers for it. They don't have to give up anything for it. They guaranteed him permission to seek a trade. That trade did not happen. And so now the Bears have freed up another $15 million in cap space by cutting him. You keep in mind, he signed a 4-year, $72 million contract in 2023. He's been a 3-year starter there with TJ Edwards, which is really good. And he's gotten over 100 tackles each of the year. Tremaine Edmunds, was much better last year under Dennis Allen. But the fact of the matter is, despite what the stats will tell you, he's been a little disappointing in coverage. He's been a little disappointing in his ability to get to the quarterback as well. And so, with that, now the Bears are going to have to find another starting caliber linebacker. Luckily, I've already covered that in the draft this year. There's some pretty good guys that the Bears can go after there. The Bears have now freed up, with these 2 moves, $44 million in cap space between the cutting of Tremaine Edmunds, the trading of DJ Moore, and the retirement of Drew Dalman. The Bears have opened up $44 million in cap space. $44 million, right? SpotRec lists them currently at $32 million, but they created $42 million in space just this week alone. And this is without, they still have the option to restructure some contracts as well. And so if you restructure those contracts, you can free up even more space. Now, the danger about restructuring contracts is you kind of just push that down the road, right? And we'll see. I'm not going to say that he may not restructure some, but you may push that down the road to where it affects you. The Bears probably going to extend Caleb Williams next year. We'll see what happens with that one. But Brian Poles has once again set himself up. And I got to give him credit for that. He has put himself in a position to where the Max Crosby trade is a possibility. Signing Tyler Lindenbaum is a possibility. Getting Trey Hendrickson is a possibility, right? So the Bears have set themselves up right now. Adam Schefter has reported that the Chicago Bears are going to target more players around the $10 to $15 million range. If that is the case, that does probably take you out of Trey Hendrickson, probably takes you out of Max Crosby. And that goes back to what I said. Do not get so caught up in the Max Crosby rumors, the speculation that is what you set your standard at, right? It would be great if you can do that. That's not the only key to improving the defensive line. But what the Bears are doing and what has all been pointing to right now is that the Bears have set up, and a lot of people said the Bears are not done yet. They're not done making moves. They're going to continue to make moves as this offseason goes on. Even more trades could be coming down the pipeline for the Chicago Bears. So like I've said to you guys many times before, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to Chicago Bears Central. Bobby and Steve-O got that episode out really quickly after things were officially announced for the Chicago Bears. And this one just coming in, the Chicago Bears, one of the Chicago Bears free agent targets, Tyler Biadasz, actually just signed a 3-year contract with the Los Angeles Clippers. So that is one guy, Clippers, with the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's one guy now off the board potentially for the Chicago Bears to sign as that center. That just came down as breaking news. So there you guys go on that one. So the Bears now, they have the flexibility. And everybody's pointing to Ryan Poles is trying to make moves. He's trying to improve this team because, as I've said to you guys many times before, this next step that the Bears have to take is often the most difficult step up. Coming out of where they are and actually getting to being a true contender, That's the difficult spot for this team, and that's what they have to do. We got decisions to make on safeties, decision to make on where the next linebackers are going to come from. We have a lot of decisions coming here down the pipeline that Ryan Poles is going to have to make, but he's giving himself the flexibility to cook. Now, Poles, go out there and cook. Show us what you got. And in that, we'll see where this team is going to sit at next year, what's next up for this Bears team. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited. I'm really excited about what the Bears can do here. And, Ryan Poles has already shown himself to be that when he has a focus, when he has something that he can get it done. Now, he has to go out there and show and prove that he can get it done again for us, but he's shown that to a degree already. Let's see what Ryan Poles is going to do with it. With that said, it is Friday. That means it is Mailbag Day here at Chicago Bears Central. Let's get into these voicemails, man. This first voicemail, this one's from Darius.
What's going on, guys? Darius from Dallas, man. A lot of big motion today. We finally got DJ's ass up out of here. I'm thrilled by what we got back. I didn't think we'd get a second round pick. That's crazy. Yeah, man, I did not think we'd get a second round pick. So, I mean, kudos to Ryan Poles, man. Every time we doubt him, he just does something that, makes us feel dumb about doubting him in the first place. But yeah, man, I think that just based on this salary cap situation and everything that happened with the, Dalman retiring, of course, I just think we're going to end up having to just go ahead and go in on Linderbaum or some sort of center. And I don't think we're going to be able to do that and go get Max Crosby or Hendrickson or anything like that, man. And I think we're going to have to just Kansas City Chiefs this thing and just keep supporting your offensive weapons and, just build your defense through the draft. Maybe we can draft a McDuffie. Maybe we can draft, a guy that or getting a good defensive coordinator is key, and I think we got one. So it's just a matter of, kind of replenishing that side of the ball. But I really do believe, man, we're going to have to do it through the draft. I don't want to, as bad as I don't want to spend money on offensive linemen, man, I don't want to put Caleb in a worse situation because he's showing so much growth. And I think we're closer to being the best offense in the league than we are the best defense in the league. I really do. So, I mean, man, it's a really tough decision. It really is. But if I had to choose, I got to go with the center. And I know that's going to be hard for Bears fans because we're a defensive first fan base. But man, we can't have Caleb backtracking, man. He's finally rolling without a tackle. I mean, the left tackle issue is bad enough, Now we're sitting there with, the center being gone too. I don't know, man. I know I said before that I don't want to draft no offensive lineman, but shit, it's looking like we got to now. I'm happy for DJ Moore. Just to close it out, I'm happy for DJ Moore to go to a team that's going to win. And, hey, best of luck to him, man. You can go give up on routes, in Buffalo. Let me know what y'all think. Text us up there now.
Poles created over $44 million in cap space in what he's done, right? And so I'm not going to say that he's done it again yet. I'm going to wait and see what he does with that space and with those opportunities, with that second round pick before I say it. But he set himself up nicely, and that's all he can do at this stage, right? Is set himself up very nicely, and let's see what comes next for the Chicago Bears at that point in time. Let's see what they do with this added space. Now, you say you didn't want them to draft a tackle. They're going to draft a tackle. There's almost no way around that. Now, here's what I'm going to say, right? I do agree with you that building the defensive line through the draft is the thing that's most likely, but I got to disagree with you that said that I think even if you have a number one offense, the Bears defense has to at least be top 12 if we want to make that next step. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be a better offense, but I don't think we make a significant step unless we improve that defense, because that also helps Caleb Williams, right? That helps him as well to have a better defense to help put his offense in a better position. So I disagree there. I do think the defensive line and the defense overall has to be a huge priority to improve that, because you want to get that at least in the top 12. And if you do that, the Bears are rocking and rolling at that point in time. But again, I do think they can do that through the draft as well. It doesn't just have to come with the flashy, big splash free agent signings either. All right, let's get into this next one, man. This one's from Keys.
What's the deal, fellas? It's your boy Keys, man. Hope all is well with you and yours. That being said, let's get to it. Major news. We let go of a good guy in DJ Moore. not that I'm sad or anything like that. I wanted to keep him on because, you know, he's a veteran. He's a reliable wide receiver. Some people question his ability to get open and the route running and all that stuff like that. But he's a big playmaker in the right time. He is a threat on the field. And for the 3 years he was here in Chicago, I appreciate everything he did for the city. And I know now going back to a guy where he had some of his probably most productive outputs in the NFL with Joe Brady. This is a guy that loves DJ, and this is a guy that's going to make sure he gets the ball. And I think DJ is going to ascend with Buffalo. Now, on the contrary, with the Bears, we got back a second, which I did not expect them to give up a second. I was thinking at least a third or a fourth or something like that. And to get a second back and give away a fifth, hey, as my boy Bobby say, let Poles cook. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it frees up the space in the cap, and it does every which way. Now you look at it like this. We just lost Drew Dalman. Free agency starts on Monday. You going to throw the bag at Linderbaum, or are you going to go after Max Crosby? That's where the decision is to be made, in my opinion. Depending on if you restructure Tony and Jonah Jackson, those are the two guys I will restructure. I don't know about anybody else if they like really deserving of it. You know what I mean? Not really deserving, but like, yeah, I'll go with that. That'll add more to the cap space, which you can absorb that money that Max Crosby got and probably sign Linderbaum as well, along with still got to trade or cut Tremaine Edmunds. So Poles and them know what they're doing. And I think the other part to this, too, is when we drafted Luther Burden, I thought the person that would probably get traded would be Cole Kmet, but he became a better blocker. And you could tell with the offense that Ben runs, it's predicated on the two tight end set. So, and you know, you draft Luther, and the year before that, you get a Rome Odunze. Rome is going to have that big third year. I think that Luther is the guy, along with Costa Loveland. So we're going to see what happens, but those two got to step up. And I'm expecting a lot of good things with this offense. And we got coaching, man. So that's why I'm wearing the wheel. Get them ready. As always, Chi-Town up. Bear down, y'all.
The Bears got a really good deal for DJ Moore. They freed up space, right? You may even have gotten the pick where you can draft his wide receiver replacement, or you can sign a slot receiver that's decent and a veteran. There's a lot of opportunity there, right? Then they went on to cut Tremaine Edmunds, and they gave themselves more flexibility. So there's just no doubt about it. Poles has worked in some really good flexibility for this Bears team. Now, how do you take advantage of it? That's really the next step here. You get flexibility is one thing. It's great, right? Because not a lot of teams have flexibility. So setting yourself up for the flexibility in of itself is a really good move. But now you have to make that next step and now turn that into something functional. What do you turn that into? That's the part that I'm really excited to see Ryan Poles get a chance to be able to cook with, because what he does there, that's going to be the important part. So, you know, we know what Ryan Poles has done. And now you have restructurings and other things you can continue to do, and we'll see how that ends up shaking out for the Bears. But I'm happy with where we are right now. Now we got to just take advantage of it. All right, let's get into this next voicemail, man. This one is from Darnell.
What up, Haize? Everybody at CBC, it's Darnell calling in. I just had something I was thinking about with all the Max Crosby chatter and everything. I was wondering to get your thoughts about what if the Bears sent DJ Moore, Tremaine Edmunds, and this year's first-round pick in exchange for Max Crosby and maybe a late-round pick or something like that. I feel like that's a trade that gets me interested. You get DJ Moore, who's already like 50-50, it seems like, going to be traded. Tremaine, who's seeking a trade, and if not, is going to get cut anyways. So you add him onto that deal. The Raiders get a wide receiver 1 and a solid linebacker plus this year's first-round pick in exchange for Max Crosby, maybe a late-round pick back as well. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about that. Appreciate you guys, and bear down.
I think Moore being traded to the Bills means that even if we do trade for Max Crosby, it's going to be a different trade, right? And not to say that your trade ideas were bad. It's just now that we know that DJ Moore is on his way to Buffalo, right? So, that's the thing there. So you got a second-round pick back for DJ Moore. Now, if you do want to set yourselves up to do a Max Crosby acquisition, you'd have to do it differently. But I think the more realistic thing is, and the option, I know a lot of Bears fans don't want to hear this, the most realistic option still is that the Bears are going to do it through the draft. Not to say that they may not sign a veteran edge, but it may not be the splashy Trey Hendrickson. It may not be the splashy Max Crosby. It may not be that. It may not be Chubb, right? They may have to go out there and build it. And it's more sustainable if you do it through the draft. I want to be clear there. While some people have the mindset, well, let's not act like rookies are going to be proven. Yeah, okay, that's cool, but it's not proven even if you make the splash signing that's going to not affect you in other places. If the Bears do it in the draft, and they get the right guy in there, it's more sustainable because you do have to start extending some of these players that you've drafted over years, right? So that's a thing that you have to look at too as well. So we'll see what the future holds for the Bears and what happens with it. But Ryan Poles has set us up really, really well. Let's get into this last voicemail, man. This one's from K2.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy K2 again, man. And, all right, Haize, so I've been trying to avoid calling in about this, man, because I don't want to sound like an emotional Bears fan. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to not be upset about Drew Dalman retiring, bro. Like, I think personally it's just some bullshit. Like, as a fan, I mean, because as the human side of me is saying, I hope he's all right. I hope everything's good. But there's nothing that came out about him that was wrong. I mean, this coaching staff is kind of decent at, or good at, keeping things private. So maybe something is going on, man. I heard something about his father having, neck problems and injuries and stuff like that because he played in the NFL for a little bit. But as far as Drew Dalman, I don't know if any of that stuff is happening with him. I mean, he don't really owe us any explanations. But as a fan, I just think it's bullshit, man. Like, he was supposed to stabilize our offensive line, which has been a weakness for a very long time, man. And now we're kind of like, I don't want to say we're taking a lot of steps back, bro, but this kind of hinders the plans and us trying to get a pass rusher, or at least a top-tier pass rusher to add to our defensive line, man. Now we got to kind of roll the dice on pulling somebody in and developing them from the draft, which is cool too, man, because I believe in our coaching staff. But when you had a strong chance to bring in Max Crosby and you were trying to figure out the cap situation by releasing guys and, restructuring contracts, it's like, yeah, and we get a little bit of his money back, I guess, bro, but like, man, bro, but bro, this just put a hole in the offensive line, bro. Like, it just sucks, man. Like, and I'm sorry, bro, I'm not one to applaud this. Like, I 100% disagree with it. I'm upset. I don't like it. Because it's kind of like it happened for no reason at all, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, we got a chance to bring in some good acquisitions on the offensive line. I heard about that guy from Baltimore, that Lindenbaum dude, and I think they had a couple other guys that they were bringing in, man, to replace him, man. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It's just a sucky situation, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not feeling it, bro. But I know we gonna be good. I know that Ben Johnson got a plan, bro. And I trust in him, and that's what I'm gonna lean on, man. But I hope you're having a good day today, bro. And I hope you always have a good weekend. As always, Chicago up and Bear down.
I gotta say this, okay, too. And respectfully, I don't think we can be disappointed in Drew Dalman. I don't think we can take or have any feelings about it. If he retired, it's for something personal in his personal life. If he left that much money on it, it's something personal. So I don't think that he did it to screw the Bears. I think that he has, and we don't know. We don't have to know. The Bears know, right? And we'll eventually find out. And if we do find out it was like something else, then so be it, right? But I do think like the team knows it does seem like it's a personal matter of something going on with life, and that's what it comes down to. Now, I don't think that the flashy Max Crosby trades are going to happen. And, that is what it is. Now, if they do land a Crosby or Henderson, great, so be it. But I think that it doesn't have to be the flashy move for it to be the right move. And that's the thing that I think as fans, sometimes we get caught up in, especially hearing all the rumors and everything like that. It's easy to get caught up in it. But the reality is it doesn't have to be that type of splash move for it to be the right move. And now we just got to hope that Ryan Poles makes the right move and gets us to the spot that we need to get to. And if he does, great. And hopefully he does that, and we'll see. But That's going to do it for me for today, y'all. I want to hear from you guys. Do you like the DJ Moore trade? Was cutting Tremaine Edmunds the right move? And what does Ryan Poles do now with all the added flexibility and cap space that he has there? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. You can follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.